times 2. And I'm taking over the channel now. Yay.
Get out of my chair.
Oh. Okay.
Hi, welcome back, like you said. If you're tuning back in for our review of the Surface phone,
The Surface Duo.
Microsoft Surface Duo phone, that's what we're going to be doing today. If you watched our unboxing, welcome back. If this is your first time coming to the channel, then it's only our second video, so you haven't missed much. But I would say go and watch the unboxing before you watch this, unless you're just looking for the review. Kind of the premise of our channel is we're going to do reviews based on the point of view of a dad and a son. So some things like this, you know, probably geared a little more toward an adult, and we're going to do some video games and things like that after we mop up the orange juice that you know, are going to be geared a little more toward kids or other family things. We have a lot of things planned. So first, what we're going to review today is the Microsoft Surface Duo phone. What we did is we each we bought it at Best Buy. We've been using it with Google Fi as our provider. If you're not familiar with Google Fi, that is a phone service from Google. It's pretty good. Just use any unlocked phone. And what we've done is I used it for a few days with my Google account information and Microsoft account information. Then Ray used it several days with his account information. Then it came back to me and I held on to it for a few more days just to kind of take a look at things. So my first impression after a couple of weeks total with this thing, it's still really solid. The hinge is very solid. You know, doesn't have any real wear, even though Ray, who's 11, carried it around. We don't have any cracks or breaks or anything. I didn't drop it. Did you drop it at all or anything? I didn't drop it. So how fragile is it? I don't really know. So my review for it really is going to be if you're a Android user, Microsoft really entrenched guy, you might like it. My biggest issue was when I first started doing the setup, I use Microsoft for a lot of things at work. Although here in our house, we're a big iFamily. We have iPhones, iMacs, iPads, MacBooks. We have all the i stuff. I will say that I used the Windows phone back when we had Windows CE, I think it was called. And then I really liked the Windows phone that used the tiles. I had several of those Nokia phones. I really liked them because I use a lot of Microsoft stuff for work. I will say though, on initial setup, I spent quite a bit of time talking with Microsoft tech support. And that is because in this Microsoft Surface phone, you cannot install the version of Word or Excel or PowerPoint that is on the Google Play Store. I contacted them. They initially, you know, and I did all the updates. They were initially kind of shocked themselves, but once I got kind of drilled down to the right person, they said that they knew about it and that it was a Google Store issue. So I will say I used it quite a few times for Microsoft Teams meetings. It worked very well for that. You can get your Microsoft Outlook email on it. It works very well for that. I don't play a lot of games on my phone. I do play one game called Bricks and Balls, and it did not, and I found this true of several apps, because of the odd size screen. It's really kind of two different screens. Because of the odd size screen, things don't always scale well, and that was a game that just didn't scale well. When I tried to play it, it just wouldn't.
The like framing of the game was like past these the
bezel line.
The bezel lines.
My only other issue with it, the phone is, I mean, the camera is not, it's not bad, but it's not great. It's certainly not, it's not $1,500 phone camera worthy. If you're looking at an iPhone 11 Pro or one of the S20s or something like that, those have very, very good cameras now, and this just doesn't. Another issue I found is if you're using it as a phone, this is how you fold it to use it as just a regular phone, that is very big. And the earpiece over here, I'm going to block Ray's face, earpiece up here in the middle, and then the microphone piece is down at the bottom. It gets kind of odd. I mean, you're always kind of hunting that little ear, the speaker portion of the phone to keep it over your ear if that's where you're talking. If you use like earbuds or something, you would notice that. That was my big review. Like I think that if you're a Microsoft guy, an Android guy, you certainly can make it usable. If you're huge into Microsoft apps, if your company uses the Microsoft Exchange for things, I'm sure that they will get the Word stuff fixed right away. But if you are a regular phone guy, I just need a phone to go here to there, day-to-day usage. I thought it was really big. One advantage, it certainly does act as a pretty good tablet, unless you want to watch a
YouTube video.
Yeah, a YouTube video.
Because when you put it in full screen, everything like the rewind button and the fast forward button are there, except for the play button and pause button. Because it's in the middle of the screen where the straight down the middle thing is. Like this is where the play button usually is, or like the play and pause button for YouTube video is. So that's one thing we figured out.
Yeah, we found that what Microsoft did is, as things scale across both screens, if you set it up to play across both of these screens, rather than just stopping the video here and picking it back up here like you would on a multi-screen monitor, it kind of just skips that middle part and scales across both of them. So whatever would be here in the middle is just missing. So because most things are shot with the camera frame, you know, the subject kind of in the middle of that, you end up kind of just losing that information, including Netflix and things like that. The play pause button is right in the middle, so it's just gone. You can't even see it. Ray, what else did you notice about it?
So whenever, okay, so this isn't really, so the gap in the middle, if they would replace that with like, so right here, it's like this, where it splits to two screens. So that would have been kind of cool to make it like the screen was also right here in between these. I feel like that would be kind of cool. And whenever I called my friend, he was telling me how the calls were cutting out, so I was just like, well, that's not good. And then whenever I was playing some of my games and stuff, I always had it with this one thing right here. So it didn't expand across both screens because of the gap in the middle, and it kept like rotating weirdly. Like I had it like this, and then it twisted to the side, so I had to go like whoop and then this to
Yeah, I noticed that too. I don't know if it's the accelerometers in this thing or what, but it just a little bit of tilt sometimes would get it to go into
like that position.
Into portrait mode from landscape mode when you weren't really expecting it. And once it kind of did that, it was difficult to get it back if that's what was happening. Another odd thing that I found playing this, using this phone, if you were playing some kind of game, sometimes the buttons on the bottom for any particular game, sometimes it would scale correctly and they would be there, sometimes it would not scale correctly and the whole thing would just be lost. But if you went to portrait and then back to landscape, they would show back up. What else did you notice, Ray?
So this is also something that I figured out to like battle battle YouTube videos where you have it on both screens. I always did it like this and had my video up here, and then I had my like comment section, title of video, other videos and stuff right here, so I could just watch from up here and then do other stuff in this little area.
I did notice that was pretty good for you if you're working on a document or site, because you could get, believe it or not, Google Documents will work in here. And so you could get a document up here and then your keyboard was down here. You could scale the keyboard. The way this overlay is set up, you can scale your keyboard to make it bigger or smaller. And so when you were using this upper screen for the video or for whatever, and then the bottom screen you could use for typing or reading comments and things like that, I found that was very useful. I also noticed that Ray would flick it back like this sometimes and just use it as a stand, you know, just because he watches a lot of YouTube videos and that kind of stuff, so he would just kind of use this as a stand, which eliminates some of the stuff. So that was,
and also
that was pretty good.
Since this is a new phone, I played and on my 10R, I usually mainly only watch YouTube videos, but for this, I sometimes watch YouTube videos, but mostly play games. So
yeah. I'm not saying. I mean, I think if you're in the market for a phone that's kind of a tablet, you're a big traveler, you know, you want to carry something onto the plane that could act as a tablet as well. I thought this would be really good. I travel a lot for work, and it would be pretty neat. I will just say you do use a program for work called ForeFlight. There wasn't an Android app for that. I didn't know that. It's a piloting app. So there was some neat stuff. If you're big into the Android world, I think you probably would be able to switch over to it. And if you're big in the Microsoft world, I think it would probably be really good once some of the initial quirks are kind of worked out. I do think that you are going to be able to make this into a usable device. I don't know that it's really good for kids. I'm not real sure it's really good for anybody because of the glass.
It's like all glass.
Yeah, it is solid glass. We really kind of lived on pins and needles while he carried it to school every day. And
for the days that we could have it for.
Yeah, and figured that it was going to come home broken any minute.
And my friend actually gained anxiety from me having this.
Yeah, it is, and me and Mom, because it wasn't cheap. I am going to say I'm going to return it to Best Buy. I don't think it's a usable device for me. We may at some point go back and maybe try the new Galaxy Fold. I think. You know, we were a little apprehensive, but they're on the Fold 2 now, so we may go and try that in a later video or something. Any other comments, Ray?
Yeah, like you said, I think this would be a great phone for someone that likes tablets and also uses their phone a lot, because it can be like both, like. It can be a tablet like this, and it can also be a phone when you fold it like this. So that's one thing, and yeah, so.
So that's our review. I think it can be a good device. I do think that Microsoft is going to have to certainly do some additional updates, and I'm sure that they will. There are some really good parts about it. There's some stuff that I think is going to be difficult to overcome. They need to do an update so that the information isn't lost that would be in the middle of the screen. Just scale it across both screens.
Yeah.
But other than that, phone quality was okay. Camera quality is okay. I don't think either one of those though warrant the $1,500 price tag for it. You know, that's just my opinion, and that's what, you know, we're given as our opinion. I will say I did contact Microsoft, and the people that I spoke to there were very professional. When I was on with their technical support people, they were very interested in our other findings on the phone. So I will say that, you know, it's not gonna work for me, and I'm gonna take it back. But I think that it could be something if you really needed a Microsoft, someone really tied into the Microsoft world. I think it would be pretty good. So that's all I got. Ray, got anything else?
Nothing else.
All right. So thanks for coming back and taking a look at our review. I hope that you're enjoying our channel, and I hope that you guys will come back for future unboxing and reviews of more technical stuff. So thanks a lot, and we'll see you next time.